Hello, this is Unknown Voidcat, and welcome back to another Factorio video. This video, I'm once again going to be making a new world, because my last world was another desert world. And, you know, when you're trying to do a Deathworld playthrough, you know, desert worlds with like barely any trees can be pretty bad, as there ain't nothing stopping that pollution from spreading immediately straight to a gigantic enemy hive and immediately setting it off, causing like 30 spiders to immediately swarm and devour you before you can even get a single turret set up. And even one turret probably wouldn't be enough, honestly. If like 30, 40, you probably need like 2 or 3. And combined with the fact that I'm technically not playing on regular Deathworld, like I'm technically modifying it to be slightly harder. Like I'm putting, you know, frequency of bases, putting enemy size and all that stuff up. Like the only setting I didn't really mess with was like starting size and like cooldown stuff. But like it's still like slightly hard in Deathworld. So like when you're doing that on a desert world with no trees, you can get killed pretty quickly. Luckily, this world I just got, real nice forest world. Technically has like a little desert up north that, as you just saw me point to a few seconds ago, it does have a little desert, but this forest right next to resource would be really good. Also, if you're wondering why I'm like talking like a little disconnected from like where I'm pointing in the game, like when I'm doing a game, it's because this vocals, these talking is being recorded unfortunately after the gameplay, because of a really sad reason. That reasoning being that when I went to record this gameplay, I didn't realize that my microphone was turned off until after I recorded the video. And while usually I would, like, whenever I do that kind of stuff, I actually don't record, usually I would just delete the thing and just completely restart. I'd, you know, just delete the world, just completely restart, especially considering I just started it. I didn't want to do it for this video, and instead opted for just doing like a kind of like a voiceover and just describing what I'm doing in the game after the, you know, gameplay was already done. The reason why I've decided to do this instead is because this world, I really like it. I feel like this might be the world where I finally get past like 2 or 3 videos without immediately dying. Like this might actually be the world where I actually do green science and actually make green science for the first time, and not just research it and not ever make it. And the reason why is, you like look at these forests, like the thing you're about to see in like a second is like these resources are like really like encircled by the forest, which is really good for keeping that pollution from spreading. Also, it just kind of looks nice, like how like these resource deposits are so purposely, like so perfectly like encompassed by all of these trees. Like look at that, like the coal, like you can't see right now because I just went to the stone, but if like you looked at that coal and the copper deposits, they're like perfectly nestled in like this like grove of trees. Like it's so perfect. Like look at them, perfect down there. The iron not as much, but still somewhat surrounded, so it's kind of like perfect. Also you can see right now I'm like mining some huge rocks. The reason why I do that is I really like to mine huge rocks like when I first start a game, because it's like a really nice way to get a bunch of stone and coal super fast, like way faster than mining the resource at the deposit directly, because like it can take you a few minutes to get 30 coal, versus like if you mine a huge rock, you're getting 30 coal and like 30 or more stone in seconds. And if you mine multiple huge rocks, you're gonna get like stacks in like a minute, which is amazing. Only problem is, you know, you gotta be lucky to have a lot of huge rocks. So sometimes you might get a world with like only like 2, or sometimes like none. Like for example, the reason why that desert world from last video was also bad is not only was there no trees, which mean, you know, no easy to access wood for like quick fuel at the beginning of the game, but there's also no huge rocks nearby. There's like only like some small rocks, and not even much of those, which meant double no early games quick fuel, because there's no huge rock to get a bunch of coal quickly before you get, you know, coal mines set up, nor were there trees that you could also, you know, chop down to get quick coal before you set up mines. Because, you know, once you get past like the first 20 minutes of game, they don't really matter because, you know, you'll just have coal mines set up. But for those first 10, 20 minutes, it's really good to have those quick ways to get like cheap fuel. And especially because those 10 minutes, you know, it may only be 10, 20 minutes out of potentially hours of gameplay if I last long enough. But even though it's only 10 to 20 minutes, those 10 to 20 minutes can be crucial because they can set you off to like a good start. Also, right now you can see I'm just like explaining how there's like this perfect like circle of trees around resources. But what I was saying is those 10 to 20 minutes, they can be so good because they can just set you off to like a really good like domino effect of like good things. Because if you start like getting stuff done super fast because you've got coal, so you're not having to like manually mine coal deposits, this allows you to like kind of outpace the enemies, which can be really important on like Deathworld because, you know, the enemies are going to be evolving way faster. So you don't want to fall behind the enemies because, you know, you don't want the enemies spawning like 10 biters when you don't have the kind of weaponry to fight medium, not 10 biters, 10 medium biters. You don't want the enemy to be spawning a bunch of medium, maybe big biters when you don't even have the weaponry to deal with that, you know, the turrets and the ammo. So you really need to be like going fast enough so the enemies aren't outpacing you. So having some really good early game fuel will help you go way faster. Now you can see I'm just looking at that huge rock down there because I was contemplating like whether or not I'll go for some more huge rocks if they're nearby to get even more quick fuel to like maybe fuel up these coal mines I just made before they make their own coal. But I decided against it because there's only one single huge rock down there. If there's like 3 or 4, I probably would have because that'd be a lot of coal and stone. The stone also being good to get for more furnaces. But since it was only one, I opted to just not go for it, as it just isn't worth it because it was kind of far. So that I'd have to like walk all the way there, then all the way back for only like one huge rock. Not worth it. Right now I'm just, you know, setting up all the drills. What I'm doing is, you know, making sure all the iron drills are properly fueled, and also making sure they have enough coal to keep on. Yeah, like that's what you said, it's to fuel. I'm also making sure to pick up the iron plates they make because what I want to do real quick, I'm about to make another set of drills because I want to go ahead and put down a few drills on stone so that I can go ahead and have a bit of stone making while I'm doing other stuff because I don't want to run out of furnaces. Also, you're about to see that I am going to put wood inside of these drills. You're about to see that in a second after I remember to do it because I kind of forgot for a second. You're about to see the reason why I only put like 9 wood and not like actual proper coal, like the reason why I didn't grab coal out of my like drills down there is because I actually didn't want the stone drills to be going for that long because I only need a bit more coal before, you know, power drills. I'm not coal, stone before the power drills because, you know, I already have 21 furnaces, and I actually don't want those power drills to just keep, not power drills, burner drills, to just keep going on and on and on because, you know, the more they go on, the more pollution they're producing. And early game pollution can be very deadly. So I kind of purposely like decided that I'll just put a little bit of fuel in it because I don't want the like stone drill to keep going. I'd rather it stop eventually after making just a little bit extra stone for me to, you know, have enough furnaces to make it to power drills. Because once you get a power drills, you don't really need that much furnaces because you still make furnaces to, you know, smelt stuff, but you no longer need furnaces to make drills. So not having to spend furnaces on drills like cuts your furnace consumption in half. Right now you can see I'm just like collecting a bunch of copper. You know, I set up my copper because I'm planning on hopefully quickly making a good amount of power stuff quickly because I really want to get power drills super fast. So I'm go ahead and start crafting up one pump, one steam engine, another steam engine, and a boiler because, you know, one pump can power a bunch of boilers and then one boiler can power 2 steam engines. So I'm going ahead and set up those things up. And I'm also making a bunch of pylons because I know I'm going to need some to connect the water to the water power all the way to everything else. Also, you can see that I'm kind of like pointing. The reason why I'm pointing up between like the pond and my base, because I'm trying to illustrate that like I really like how close this water source is. Usually like the pond of water or lake of water is usually way farther from my, you know, starting resources. So usually I have to like walk really far, which is really inconvenient, you know, at the beginning of the game when you're having to like manually refuel the boiler. You don't have conveyor belts set up to it yet. Also, it's going to be annoying later in the game as well when I have to, you know, come back to this power setup to add more steam engines and boilers to it when eventually it's not producing enough power to maintain. So having it be super far is annoying, so that's why I'm happy that it isn't far this time, because usually like it's so far that even if I zoomed out, I may not see it until I walk far enough. But this one's like real close to my starting resources, which is very convenient. Now I'm just grabbing my stone that I mined up and just go ahead and start crafting all the furnaces I can. Like at this point I'm gonna have like 30 furnaces in my inventory, which is plenty to last me until I get power drills. Now I'm just going ahead and like trying to get the copper and iron to make 2 labs. The reason I'm making 2 is because it takes about 5 seconds for you to craft 1 red science in your inventory, versus 1 lab takes 10 seconds to use a single red vial, depending on the research, because some do take longer or faster. So because most of the red sciences at the beginning that I'm going to be researching, most of the red sciences at the beginning of the game that I research cost 10 seconds to research, I can be making enough red science, crafting enough red science to keep 2 labs going at the same time, as long as I'm constantly putting those red sciences that I craft into them. Which sometimes, you know, won't happen, because sometimes you do have to like walk away to refuel stuff, which will lead to the labs turning off for a bit, but it's not turning off enough to be that huge of a problem. And so now I'm just like grabbing a bit more resources. I don't really know why I didn't place the lab down yet. I think I was just waiting for a few more red sciences to craft before then, though I probably could have already had it placed down to, you know, be making stuff, but I didn't. Now here I was like trying to decide which exact research I wanted to go for. So I was debating whether I want to do power drill, or gun turret. I eventually decided to go for gun turret, and the reason being that one, gun turret is cheaper than power drill. Power drill being 25 red science versus gun turret only being 10, so it's way quicker to get gun turret. And I also just wanted gun turret for the safety. Now you can see here, now this is where I was comparing the two. I was looking how like power drill is 25, and so I wanted to get gun turret. Yeah, now no, this is the part where I'm actually comparing. See, like that's 10, that's 25. But yeah, I wanted the gun turret first for the safety, just in case I get attacked. Because like, you know, last video on the desert world, I very quickly got attacked by biters, and because there was like 30 of them, you know, a pistol just wasn't enough to deal with them. I needed turrets, but I didn't have them because I, you know, tried to go for power drill first. So this time I'm, you know, trying to avoid that mistake, and you go ahead and have gun turret first. Now though that I finished, I'm going ahead and go into electric drill, because I already finished gun turret, so electric drill's the best second option after gun turrets. So I can go ahead and get rid of all of these burn drills, because the burn drills, 1, don't produce as much, so I'd like to move them, and 2, the burn drills make way more pollution. Technically the power drills also make pollution, but they just don't make anywhere near as much, so it's way better to use power drills, as you know, you're not going to make your pollution so bad that you're constantly aggroing the enemies super fast. You know, using power drills will help cut that pollution down quite a substantial amount. And so now I'm essentially just playing the waiting game. I'm just waiting for, you know, the red science to, you know, be researched, and waiting for that electric drill to be made, because I don't want to make any more burner drills, because once again, as I said previously, you know, the burner drills make way more pollution, so I don't want to make any more right now. Plus, there's no reason to make them if I'm about to get electric drills in a few few minutes. So now I'm just playing the waiting game. Just waiting and waiting. You know, constantly, you know, putting the red science inside the machine and just grabbing more coal. Like right now, I'm checking to make sure the copper has enough coal. It didn't, so I decided to take about, well, it wasn't the mine specifically, but specifically the furnaces didn't have enough coal. So I decided to give them a bit, though first I gave the drills a bit more, actually, first. Then I saw one of my labs was turned off, so I go ahead and gave it its science. And then I started grabbing some more iron plates because I was realizing that my crafting bar of red vials is getting a little low. Right now there's only 3 queued, so I want to increase it in a second. But first I'm grabbing a bit more coal because I think I'm going to need more in my copper and iron mines, which I'm about to fuel right about now. Yep, now I'm going back down to fill up those furnaces because I'm noticing that they're like below 10 when it comes to fuel. And I'm just putting any remainder fuel I had left in the copper just to make sure it lasts a long amount of time. Even though I'm probably going to replace them soon because I just researched electric drills. The reason why I put the coal specifically in the copper was because I know that copper mine is going to be the one that I automate last, because I know that I'm going to do iron first because iron's always like one of your most important resources that you're going to need. You're always going to need a huge amount of iron to make like about anything. So I know I'm going to automate iron first, you know, make power drills there first. Then coal, because you need coal for, you know, fueling everything. Then stone, because I want to go ahead and get stone walls soon. So because of that, I knew copper was going to be the last one. Which is why I made sure to put all my fuel into the copper and not into the iron, because I'm about to replace it right now once I get these 2 power drills finished. Like, I'm getting rid of them right now to go ahead and place down my 2 drills. Went ahead and take them up. I don't know why I grabbed the iron plates out of the furnaces when I was going to, you know, just pick up the furnaces. I don't know what I was thinking there, but it didn't really matter because I was waiting anyway for the drills to be made. And right now I'm just putting like 2 furnaces onto the power drills, even though it's not technically efficient because, you know, 1 power drill makes way more than enough for 1 furnace. So it's not really a good idea because the power drill is going to be making too much for the furnace. But I was just doing it as a temporary measure until I automate, because that's going to take a few seconds to automate. So I was just going to get set up. And now you can see the reason why I'm staying still right here is I was actually trying to check the time of how long I've been making this video, because I wanted to like know how long it took me to make a power drill, because I wanted to see if I was like faster than other videos, because I wanted to make sure like, was this video, you know, super quick at this time? You know, it wasn't going to be like, was this video way faster than my one video where it took me like 40 minutes to make a power drill? And then I noted that it only took me 18 minutes. It was only 18 minutes for me to make these 2 power drills, which might be a new record, I think. I don't really remember what my previous videos are. I just remember the one video where I got 40 minutes. But I know the other videos I think were around like 25 minutes. So this one should be my quickest video to make a power drill. Which is good, because once again, as I said earlier, you know, the faster you do things, the better of a path you put yourself on, because, you know, you're outpacing the enemies. You're making sure that, you know, you're going to be getting stuff set up before the enemies can start messing you up and outpacing you. Now I'm just looking at the researches, because I'm just essentially at this part I was talking about how I never actually got some of these researches, like, so because I played this game before I started making videos, which, and video-wise, I never even got to green science. Like, I researched the red science to get green science, but I actually never made green science and started researching them. But that's on video. Technically, I played the game once off video. When I first bought this game, which was, I think, a month or 2 before I ever made this channel, I tried the game out. I played it a bit. I didn't play it too long. I think I put a few hours into it, and I got all the way to making trains, which is the reason why I was like clicking on trains, as you saw. I got to trains, and that's the farthest I got. I never even got to oil or even blue science. But if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and bye.